What's up, y'all? How we doing? How we doing? I can't believe the amount of attention that the last couple reviews I've put out have gotten. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. And the encouraging comments, I really do appreciate it. It means a lot. You know, I don't plan on this being a review channel. I plan on it being a whatever the fuck I want to talk about that day channel. And it's cool that the reviews are popping off. I just, those of you that subscribe, I don't want to just stay confined to doing one thing. So, anyway, that being said, I thought I would do a review today. And I'm going to review the Xbox Series Elite 2. Jeremy, why would you review the Xbox Elite Series 2? It's been out for like 6 years now. Well, I want to review whether it's still worth buying because I just got this custom. I just got this custom one right here. Look at this sexy son of a bitch right there. It's got Daddy-O on the bottom of it and everything. I got the maroon D-pad. Bam. Gold triggers. Fully customizable, and I think it cost about $230 with the carrying case and everything. Now, the problem is I have always said that the Elite Series 2 trumps the other controllers just based off the paddle design. The Turtle Beach Stealth Ultra came out, has Hall effect joysticks, mouse-like triggers, insta-click D-pads, mouse-like D-pads, but it's got plastic thumbsticks. So what's going to happen is that paint's going to chip and it's going to start grinding along the ring. And that's what kept me from getting that. But the Wolverine V3 just dropped, and it's got the Holy Trinity. It's got Hall effect joysticks, mouse-like triggers, mechanical D-pads, and a paddle design very similar to that. I've never held it, so I couldn't tell you if it's as comfortable, but it looks comfortable. I personally have small hands. I'm 5'5", I'm small, so the Xbox Elite Series controller is perfect in my hands. I personally use the top paddles on the opposite side. That way it curves up instead of down because it's a little bit too close together, but I think that makes it perfect. So for like playing Fortnite, the way I got the paddle set up is the top two for switching guns. That way I can keep the aim and trigger button held down while I swap weapons. And then jump as the bottom left. And then I don't even remember what I have as jump is bottom right. Bottom left, I believe, is sprint. No, it's pick up guns and reload. That's what bottom left is. And then I have the bottom left as secondary function, shift key, so if I ever play build mode, I hold that down, and then I can use the paddles to build. I'm probably like one of the only people in the world that have that complicated of a system for building, but it works for me. Anyway, the problem with the Elite Series 2, obviously, is the quality control issues. You've had like Gamer Heaven, who you should check out his channel if you've never heard of him. He very funny, very talented, very efficient, and with his reviews. He had a Core Elite Series come out with the stick literally stuck in the up direction. It's no secret that the quality control in these controllers suck, but when they work, they work. I love how they feel in the hand, that rubber. They're beautiful controllers, especially if you customize them. The engraving looks good on the bottom. And not too overly priced. You get name controller, it can end up being $450. So the Elite Series 2 that I got, all of them came with a little bit of a dead one on the right stick. Like you move it a millimeter, that doesn't register on the Xbox. So I have the input curves to instant, and I bump it up a notch every 2 weeks. And so what that does is, say you move your right stick 1 millimeter, it basically registers it as if you moved it 2 millimeters. I do that to make up for that dead zone. And it gives you a more instant feel in gameplay. You might have to turn your sensitivity down a couple notches, but I would rather have lower sensitivity and more instant feel than higher sensitivity and more of a delayed feel, if that makes sense. Personally, I don't think you should turn your sensitivity down. I think you should just give it a go. Turn the instant on, and it might feel odd at first. It might feel a little too fast, but just get used to it, and I promise it will better your controls. Now, with the Wolverine Razor V3 that just came out, is the Elite Series 2 worth buying, especially when the V3 is $200 and the Elite Series 2 is $30 more than that if you customize it? Well, I guess it's $30 less if you just buy it straight off the shelf. I do still think it's worth getting. Yeah, as crazy as that might be. Because you just can't beat that paddle design. The V3 does look like it has a nice paddle design. It looks like your fingers naturally wrap around it. I've heard complaints of false actuations on it a lot. But my God, the mouse-like trigger, I mean, I'm definitely thinking about getting one just because I've never had a controller that has the mouse click for a trigger. I couldn't imagine how cool that is. The Wolverine Razor, I would say, definitely beats the Xbox Elite Series 2. But is the Xbox Elite Series 2 still a good option? I do believe so, yes. Like, you just can't beat that paddle design. You can't beat assigning a shift button and having all these different functions and the sensitivity curve. I don't know if the Razors, if you can adjust the sensitivity curves and all that complex shit, but I've been using the Elite Series 2 for a couple years now, and I just love it. I love the way the rubber feels, the grip. I've seen so many comments of, I'm on my 5th one, the quality control is terrible. And it's like, if you're on your 5th one, then obviously you like the controller. Like, it's unfortunate that such a rich company produces so many and the quality control is so bad, but when it works, it works. I personally rock a long concave thumbstick on the right, tighten the tension to the middle, and then on the left, leave tension as loose as it gets with the short concave thumbstick. That's how I like to do it. And yeah, I think whenever it works, the Elite Series 2 I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. A 10 out of 10 needs to have the Holy Trinity, like I said, and I'm very, very curious on getting the Wolverine V3 to see if it is better, because on paper, it's better, right? If it's got Hall effect joysticks, then automatically stick drift is out the window, and the Elite Series 2 is notorious for having stick drift. And, if it's got mechanical triggers and mechanical buttons, then obviously that's an upgrade too. My one argument as to why the Elite Series 2 is better than the rest is the paddle design. You just can't beat that paddle design. But it looks like the new Wolverine totally does have a better paddle design. But do I think it's still worth getting? Yeah, I absolutely do. You can customize it only for $30 more. There's not like a super lot of customizable options, but you can make some pretty ones. I made a dark gray and blue version. I don't own it, but like I was just playing around in the design lab and made like you can make a bunch of different creative looking Elite Series 2 controllers. It is one hell of a controller. Like being able to have a shift function and everything, and being able to adjust the tension of the thumbsticks is huge. The Wolverine Razor, I don't think, does that. And that is one thing the Xbox has on them. And I mean, the pull on the trigger is like it's not a mouse click, but it is like a millimeter. It is very short. And ideally, if you got 4 paddles, you're not using the face button. So obviously I would prefer mechanical face buttons, but if you're not using them, then does it really matter if you have mechanical buttons, unless you're playing nothing but Spyro or Crash Bandicoot or Astrobot. But even Crash Bandicoot, I assign, spin and jump to the back triggers, so which I know is silly because you don't have to use one of the thumbstick. You don't have to use one of the thumbsticks, so you got a free. I still use the triggers just because it's easier. But yeah, I appreciate the love, guys. I appreciate the views. Like I said, I don't plan on this just being a review channel, but yeah, I mean, there's definitely a lot of stuff that I got that I could review, but I just plan on it being whatever the fuck I feel like talking about. We're gonna have some emotional moments. I'm gonna talk about some deep shit. I'm gonna talk about some political shit. I'm gonna give my opinions, and if something pisses me off that day and I want to talk about it, I'm gonna share it. That's the point of this channel, is to be an outlet for what I want to talk about. And here lately, it's just been reviewing stuff, and I can't believe that's what's been getting the attention. I appreciate all the love. And yeah, is the Elite Series 2 still worth buying in 2024? I do believe so, yeah. Even with the V3 in the same price component, I mean, it does have better features. But at the end of the day, man, if you have an Elite Series 2, you know what I mean when I say that when it works, it is a damn good controller. And it feels, the rubber grip in your hand just feels so good. That's another thing the V3 doesn't have. I don't think it has rubber grips. I could be wrong on that. Don't quote me on that. But the rubber grips, man, that makes all the difference to me. It just feels so good in your hands, and it's a hefty feeling controller, like it feels like it's worth that $200. To me, the Razer looks cheap. I know it isn't cheap. Like, I know it's a good controller. It just doesn't, I don't like the body style of it, and I got small hands, so I don't think my hands would fit right. The Turtle Beach Ultra is a sexy controller, but like I said, all the complaints I've seen of the plastic grinding, the plastic thumbsticks grinding, that gave it a no from me. If the Turtle Beach had metal thumbsticks, I would have totally snagged it, I think. But yeah, that's my review on the Elite Series 2. I love it. I love being able to do the instant curve. If you're having trouble in Fortnite or your shooters or whatever, and you're having that problem with your right analog stick, having that millimeter of movement that doesn't register in the game, yeah, do instant curve on it and set it to its lowest setting on instant curve, and then slowly bump it up until you can get it all the way up. And that should improve that dead, that should make up for that dead zone. Just such a wicked controller. I love it. And the way I designed mine, it looks so good. Trying to think of if there's anything else to discuss about it. The triggers, can't beat it. And the paddles, can't beat it. The triggers are pretty nice. It's nice to have the option. A lot of the aim controllers, if you get the short hair triggers, it's permanently short hair. It's nice to be able to switch it back and forth. I know the V3 does. Rubber grips, amazing. You can change the color of the light. Like, I got orange for Crash Bandicoot, purple for Spyro, and it's cool to be able to push the middle buttons and see that's how I know if I'm on the right profile, is the color. Yeah, one hell of a controller, man. It just sucks the quality control on it is so shitty. I wish I could afford an aim controller. If I could afford an aim controller and get a badass 4-paddled aim controller with Hall effect joysticks, mechanical buttons, mouse-like triggers, I would totally switch to PlayStation and play Fortnite on PlayStation. Especially because it has gyro aiming. I'm really curious in gyro aiming. But yeah, that's my review of the Xbox Series Elite 2. I've been rocking it for a couple years now. The reason why I've had so many isn't because they went bad. It's because I have anger problems and I'm a baby sometimes and I've legit fucking punted them. That's me being stupid. My last custom controller didn't have any gold in it. It was just black and maroon, and I'm not proud of it, but yeah, I fucking footballed that motherfucker, and so yeah, I've blown through 4 of them that way. Stupid me. Don't plan on doing it. I've been getting my anger in check when it comes to video games. If I'm getting that mad, then I just stop playing. Like with Fortnite, I haven't played. I streamed last night, but that's the first time I've played in a week because I've been playing Astro Bot. But yeah, just thought I would give my thoughts on the controller real quick. I do appreciate you guys tuning in. Hope you have a good day. I'm probably going to make another video later talking about some more dramatic shit. But yeah, I appreciate the new subscribers. Hello, hello. And it's going to be an interesting journey. Thanks for watching. And I forgot to add, make sure if you get an Xbox Elite Series 2 that you order it custom. I've noticed that the quality control is better if you custom order them. If you get them off the shelf, I've actually had a time where the second one I bought, I got it and right out of the box it was shit and had to take it back to Walmart and exchange it. Got another one. Right out of the box it was shit. The rubber had like some weird white on it as if it had just been sitting there forever, and the thumbsticks were like not good, and it took 3 tries to get one that was functional and good. If you order it from the customizable website, obviously they're making it fresh and brand new for you right there. I felt like that was an important note to add because yeah, if you order it custom, it is $30 extra. But you're getting the colors of your choosing, and that 30 extra is a $10 engraving that you don't gotta get, and it's usually better put together if you order it from Xbox Design Labs. I thought that was worth throwing in there. Anyway, thank you for watching.